I just finished my exam, but I felt like it was really good. How's your exam?
It was good. It was really nice. She was super chill. Yeah.
And if you guys haven't noticed the new setup, yeah, it's because my roommates are away for vacation. So you're done with your final exams. You're done with something that you've been stressing over, and then you're suddenly done with it. And then you have this long time period for you to relax and rest and recover from whatever trauma you had to endure. And then you start feeling a little bit peculiar. You start feeling the stampeding on your chest. You start eating everything on sight, more commonly carbohydrates, and you start feeling stressed, even though you shouldn't be, right? After every exam, obviously there's this high of just, accomplishing and crushing that exam and getting the grade that you wanted. But then ultimately, I don't know, I've started to feel a little bit like during times where I was free, I felt like I was missing something. Okay, if my purpose is not doing exams and passing exams, like what am I made for, And I think as medical students, we all can sort of relate towards this sentiment, if not most of us. And I was actually kind of wondering why this actually happened, like why do we feel the residual effects of stress so much? And I was bored and I was finished with my finals, so I was like, why not research on it? And what I found was pretty interesting. So before we talk about the reasons why this happens, let's talk about the physiological aspects of stress and how it works. More specifically, the HPA axis, which is your hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal gland axis. So let's say you have your stressor, in this case, an exam. When the brain perceives a threat, the amygdala flags it as something important and releases a signal that is passed towards the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus releases a hormone, and then that travels towards the anterior pituitary, which releases ACTH, and then that ACTH goes towards your adrenal gland, which is responsible for the production of cortisol and the release of cortisol as well. The racing of heart, the restlessness, the irritability, the mood changes, and the diet changes. Stress also can go deeper into affecting your immune system. The body temporarily downregulates the immune system, and this sort of makes sense because your body is just using all of its energy in order to save you from the perceived threat. And when the stress becomes chronic, the suppression can leave us quite vulnerable towards other illnesses as well. I remember back then I was stressed a lot and I was very fatigued, I would say. Okay, but Rafi, this stressor is gone. Why am I feeling stressed? According to Robert Sapolsky, stress can linger even after the stimulus is gone because the body stays in thinking mode. I'd like to explain it in a way that the body is built like a dam. So it's like all the pressure from behind the dam is there, but then even with all that pressure, there is still some residual water that's still coming out, and that is just residual stress that you're experiencing. As neuroscientist Bruce McEwen also talks about two important concepts, allostasis and allostatic load. Allostasis is basically how our body adapts to stress, constantly adjusting itself to keep us, functioning. But when the stress response is activated too often or far too long, it creates something called as allostatic load, the cumulative wear and tear of stress hormones on the body. This load doesn't make us just feel tired. It can cause real long-term damage, for example, heart disease, which is quite common nowadays, and it's very terrifying. I mean, from an evolutionary standpoint of view, it sort of makes sense because if you were to sort of be relaxed fully once, for example, the predator has gone away, what are the chances that another predator would come and then you're suddenly not prepared for it, both mentally and physically? So Rafi, you've been yapping about stress for the past few minutes. How do I fix this? Relax. The way that I'd fix this is through happiness. It sounds corny, but just wait a minute, just wait. It's also important to note the two types of happiness that we have. We have actually eudaimonic happiness and hedonic happiness. Hedonic happiness talks about pleasure, reward, and dopamine, in this case, the grades. Eudaimonic happiness talks about meaning, growth, and purpose. So basically what gives your life meaning. When you're experiencing the highs of passing an exam or getting the grade that you want, that's actually hedonic happiness. And hedonic happiness is sort of limited and it's temporary. You can also sort of group hedonic happiness as something that is materialistic. So let's say someone who is lonely, he would replace all of his like void with just materialistic things. And so guys, right now what we need is eudaimonic happiness. Like find meaning in your life. I sound like a crazy, like a hobby that gives you meaning, right? A hobby that defines you and your place in society, so that way you don't feel sort of hopeless. I've been having a lot of hobbies actually now, like scrolling on TikTok. No, I'm kidding. I've been writing, and actually writing has helped me sort of compartmentalize my thoughts really well. So if that could help you guys too, then. But on a more serious note, when stress can sort of affect your health both mentally and physically to the point where it's damaging, I think it's important that you seek professional help, which is why this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. No, I'm kidding. It's important to seek professional help, or if you don't feel like it, then I suggest working out. You know, try to live outside your body. Go on a walk, like 5-minute walk. I find that helps really sort of just relax my brain a bit by focusing on physical rather than just fully in my head. If there's anything I've learned so far, I feel like there's really nothing wrong with the way that our body works. So if you're experiencing residual stress, just know that that's how your body's supposed to work. There's really nothing wrong with you guys. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes medical students are just adrenaline junkies, and I don't know. Sorry guys, my food just came. Shawarma. I am a Big Mac after all. I digress. As I was saying, stress is an integral part of humanity. I mean, if you think about it, we were created anxious and stressful. That's just part of our lives. And there's a discrepancy between good stress and bad stress, as in good stress is used to motivate you to reach towards your goals, whereas bad stress is damaging towards your body, both physiologically and mentally as well. The only way to really manage your stress in times of doing nothing, the residual stress, again, is eudaimonic happiness, and to also sort of just accept it. It's stress and it's a mental turmoil. I respect it, but at the same time, inevitable.
It's just terrible, but like, inevitable?
Inside, it really is just a spectrum, you know, it's like a spectrum between healthy and then also really bad, and that is in the case of chronic stress. It goes into the saying of too much of everything is a bad thing, right? So yeah, a good way to live with stress is having a balance with eudaimonic happiness, because eudaimonic, guys, I'm going crazy. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I don't know if I made sense, but I don't really care, because that does not give me meaning in life about what other people think. And I only care about my shawarma, which right now is my eudaimonic happiness. So I want you guys to do a homework. Find what makes you like, find something that gives meaning in your life. Like, comment down below your eudaimonic happiness. It could be anything really. Right now for me, it's my shawarma. So yeah. Okay, see you guys next time.